Yesterday was the official start of Operation Spectre Rising, and with this operation, we got a ton of new stuff. We got new black market content, we've got new multiplayer maps, we got a new gauntlet for zombies, but we also got an update, and in this update, there were several nerfs and buffs to various weapons, score streaks, specialist characters, and I don't think a lot of people focused on those, so I wanted to make a video today specifically talking about that, mainly focusing on the weapons, just so you guys are informed of everything that's going on, and you can build the best possible classes and choose your best possible weapons when playing the game. That way you can be the best possible player. Oh, and just a spoiler alert, no, the Titan was not nerfed, not touched at all, so we're still waiting on that one. I'm starting to think it's never going to happen. Now, on top of this, there was also some big changes to Blackout, and I haven't talked about that yet. But don't worry, later today, I will be making a video about that. Yes, that is right. The second day in the row with 2 videos. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to keep up to date on all the videos, best way to do so is make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. And the other thing I wanted to tell you about before we dive into the update is I wanted to let you guys know about my Instagram. It'll be the first link down in the description, and I am really close to 5,000 followers over on Instagram. So if you have Instagram and you want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, or you want to know what's going on in my life, my Instagram's the best place to do so. And like I said, that'll be the first link down in the description. Now, as far as the update, as far as weapons go, the only weapons that were touched were SMGs, and every single one of them was buffed. No, you didn't hear me wrong, every single one of them. So we're going to start with the GKS. With the GKS, they increased the 5-shot range from 5 meters to 7.5 meters. This is not really the buff the GKS needs. It's going to be relatively the same weapon. It's just going to be better for a little bit longer of a range. Like I said, not a big buff. And to be honest with you, this really isn't going to change the GKS at all. Still absolutely one of the worst SMGs in the game. Now, another weapon that I've kind of changed my mind on is the MX9. So once again, this one getting a buff. So increased 5-shot range from 7 meters to 7.5 meters. Not a big buff there at all. And then also slightly increased the 5-shot range damage. All that is doing is slightly helping you out if you get headshots specifically with high caliber. So not a huge patch for this one. However, I haven't used the MX9 since a couple of buffs ago, and honestly, this is a decent weapon now. Is it the best weapon in the game? No. Is it the best SMG? No, but it's usable at this point, so at least that's better than where it was before. Speaking of best weapons in the game, the new best weapon in the game is the Daemon 3XB. This gun was amazing before. It is retarded now. I cannot believe that they gave this weapon the giant buff that they gave it. So before, this weapon was a 6-bullet kill at short range. It is now a 5-bullet kill up to 7.5 meters. The 6-shot range was continued from 11.5 meters to 19 meters. The 7-shot range was stretched from 19 meters to 25. And finally, the 8-shot kill range from 25 meters to 32 meters. This gun was good before. It is a monster now. It kills faster up close, it has great range, little to no recoil, and on top of that, an incredible fire rate. I am telling you, this is the best weapon in the game, and I cannot believe the massive buff they gave this thing. Speaking of massive buffs, the Switchblade X9 got a big buff, a much needed buff. I still don't think it's an amazing weapon, but it is way better than it was before. And once again, it's just range buff. So 5-shot range got extended from 2.5 meters to 7.5 meters. 6-shot range from 16.5 meters to 19 meters. 7-shot range from 19 to 25. And 8-shot from 24 to 32. Really, I don't think this is what this gun needed. I think it needed either an up in damage or reduced recoil, or potentially even both. Personally, I just don't think this is the greatest weapon in the world. It is better now, and you can definitely melt some people at short range, but it's nothing compared to the Daemon, Saug, or Spitfire. So, middle of the road SMG, kind of on the worse end. Up next, the Saug 9mm, and I kind of lied to you about all of the SMGs getting a buff. This one got a nerf, but it's not the weapon that got a nerf, it's an attachment. So the Stock 2 got slightly reduced move speed during aim down sights. This just means you move a tiny bit slower while aiming down sights with Stock 2. Not a big deal. The Saug is still going to be very good for you Saug players. After this, the Cordite getting another massive buff. So increased 5-shot range from 4 meters to 7.5 meters, increased 6-shot range from 16.5 meters to 19 meters, increased 7-shot range from 22 meters to 25 meters, and finally an increased 8-shot range from 26.5 meters to 32 meters. This is a good buff. It's going to make the weapon better. It's going to make its range a lot better. Unfortunately, I don't think this is what the Cordite needs. I think it needs a faster aim down sights time, and really that's pretty much it. The thing is with the Cordite is, yeah, you're going to kill people at mid-range, but once you're getting into long range, the weapon has enough recoil where there's no point in getting into gunfights there. So why increase the range there when you're not using it for those situations? It doesn't... We'll get to that in a second. Because the final buff, and I can't believe this one either, is for the Spitfire. It's not a big buff, though. It got an increased 6-shot range from 7.5 meters to 8 meters. Honestly, I don't even know what the point of doing this one is. It's half a meter for an extra bullet. I don't know why to do that one, but they decided to do that for the Spitfire as well. Now, here's what I wanted to talk about. As you can see, for every single weapon, the thing that they improved is the range. To me, the thing that should be improved for SMGs is not range, but rather time to kill. I think the Daemon, Spitfire, and Saug all have decent time to kills, but as far as the MX9, GKS, and Cordite go, the reason why people don't use them isn't because the range isn't good enough, it's because the time to kill isn't good enough. And increasing the range will improve that slightly, but not in the way people want. Essentially, what they are doing with these range buffs is making these SMGs shitty assault rifles, because improving the range, all that does is make them more like assault rifles that have worse time to kills, and on top of that, worse recoil as well. So I don't fully understand why they decided to do these buffs. Is it going to help them out? Yes. Is it going to make them better weapons? Yes. I just don't think in the proper ways. That's my opinion, and if you disagree with me, feel free to let me know down in the comments, or also if you agree with me, let me know down in the comments as well. Now, one thing that a lot of people missed is that now it appears that bullets that travel underwater will now inflict less damage, and it appears that this is both in Blackout and multiplayer. Now, I didn't get a chance to test this out, and I will in depth in a future video, but it's just important to know if you're shooting someone from underwater, you're not going to do so hot with that anymore, apparently. But like I said, I'll test that more in depth in a future video. The next thing is specialist characters. So the first three things are all increased cooldown times for mesh mines, 9 bangs, and razor wire. In other words, things that people found very, very frustrating. So these are going to now take longer to charge, so you should have to deal with them less often. I'm assuming that this is a way of appealing to the people who are getting sick of having to deal with specialist characters over and over again, and I'm willing to bet that this is just the first we are going to see of nerfs like this. I bet you as the updates come out over the next months, we will see more and more of these increased cooldowns, but we'll have to wait and see for that. On top of that, the only other two things were changed were a bug with Ruin's Grab Slam, and the reactor core notification is now smaller on the screen. And that is pretty much it as far as specialists go. So after this, the final thing we have to look at is Scorestreak. So first of all, the UAV and counter UAV, the duration of both of them is increased to 30 seconds. This is a very welcome buff. I think this is a good thing. And on top of that, it's going to make it so you're going to get more UAV assists. So these kill streaks are definitely very good to use, especially when trying to build up to higher streaks. After this, we have the drone squad. So the drone squad has damage increased for lead and buddy drones. Minimum and maximum burst fire times increased for lead and buddy drones. And finally, the drone clip size increased. So a very large buff for the drone squad. I still don't think it's one of the best score streaks that there are. I played against it, in fact, today, and it didn't kill me. In fact, it didn't kill anyone on my team. So like I said, probably one of the weaker streaks. I think partially the reason for that is Zero can literally take them all out with one EMP. So I still think Drone Squad's going to be a little bit underpowered after this, but at least it's a step in the right direction. And finally, we have the Mantis. So for this one, we have the reduce the amount of time the Mantis can be temporarily disabled and increase the damage threshold for temporarily disabling the Mantis. I think if you're to buff the Mantis, the way to do it is simply increase the move speed. That's what's going to make it better, because that is really what slows it down and stops it from getting kills. As far as this is just addressing the disabling of it. So other than that, I don't think really a necessary buff, but at least it's something. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Those are all the changes to happen to gameplay with the update that goes along with Operation Spectre Rising. So like I said earlier, I just wanted to keep you guys up to date, make sure you know everything about the weapons as possible to know what your best choices are. Like I said earlier in the video, the Daemon is an absolute beast now, so if you get into a tough lobby, definitely a weapon I would recommend using. So definitely try that one out. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. As I said earlier, if you want to stay up to date on all my content, the best way to do so is make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also, down in the comments below, let me know what you think they missed, what you think they did good. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.